Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Cherry, berry, berry, bim, bam.
Bim, 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 bam.
Bim, 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 bam.
Well, we've got an exciting Shabbat evening. Kabbalat Shabbat is our normal CAYA service as we come together as we are. And as we always do, we take a moment now, if you haven't done so already, to get to know the people who are part of our community, who are around us tonight. And if you haven't introduced yourself or wish the people in front of you or behind you a Shabbat Shalom, please take a moment to do so now. And if you're joining us online, also take a moment to put something in the chat so that we can wish you a Shabbat Shalom too.
Hine ma tovu manai, Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manai, Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manai, Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad.
It's nice that we can come together as a community. As Rabbi said, it's for those who are adults here without children, it's Shabbat camp, which means it's okay. Don't worry, they'll be leaving soon. And for those who are adults here with their children, don't worry, it's okay. They'll be leaving soon. We love our children. It's just nice. But it's nice to begin Shabbat together. And so we begin Shabbat before the sun sets by lighting the Shabbos candles. And so we can join together with that, with the blessing, as we light our candles and sing the blessing for Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We give thanks for the sweetness of this day, the joy of being together and sharing as a community as we lift a glass of wine and sing with Cantor and Rabbi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
So parents, it's a tradition that we bless our children, and so we'll give them a quick blessing as they prepare to go on their way. I'm just throwing in, Spaceball Shabbat, a curveball here. And so children, if you go to your moms or your dads right now, or your grandmas or grandpas, you can go to your daughter if you want. You can be a dad. We say to our children, it's a blessing that comes from the book of Genesis, from the Torah. We say to them that they should be blessed. And so as we conclude our Shabbos blessings around the Shabbat table for dinner, we say to our sons, as Jacob said to his grandsons, Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim uchi Menashe. And so as you say to your children, Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim uchi Menashe. May God make you like Ephraim and Menashe, and then add their own names in there. Add their name in there. Did you whisper it to him, Tom? Just like yourself. To our daughters, we say Yisamech Elohim. Kesara. Rivka. Leah. Varachel. May God make you like Sarah, Becca, Rachel, and Leah, and add their name in just like yourself. And like all good blessings, it's sealed with a kiss. So we give our children a kiss now as they go with Katie, and who else we have here? Charlotte and Naomi.
Mara.
Let's go. It's all our Shabbat camp staff. Avi is staff tonight. Our children will leave with them in a moment.
Here goes Callie.
Maybe. Okay, go Callie, go Callie.
Hey, Charlotte.
Don't forget Callie.
We get.
So we called, we like to do once a month a special Shabbat with a nice oneg. It's a little more savory as well. I don't know why. It's the beginning of baseball season, right? It really feels like it outside. So we thought it'd be fun. Our caterer went wild with baseballs and bats and stuff and gloves. I was not expecting. It's so exciting. So it just means we get to have beer after services. I don't know. It's just an excuse, but just a way to celebrate Shabbat together and create community. So let's do that. Let's do that now as we can have a little bit of peaceful time. And for those parents who've released their children to our capable staff, breathe in deep and relax. And let's bring Shabbat into our presence, into our time together, into this moment.
I come with joy. I come with hope. I come with vision and intention. I come with prayer. I come with love, with searching and sacred questions. Hineni, here I am. I come with peace of mind. I know just where I stand. Here I am. I come with trust. I come with pride. I come with justice and with freedom. I come with history. I come with family, with knowledge, and yes, with wisdom. Hineni, here I am. I come with peace of mind. I know just where I stand. Here I am.
It is Shabbat. One day we have in the midst of our hectic week to take a little more time for ourselves, to relax, to notice, to appreciate, maybe even in this moment as we meditate, to close our eyes, to breathe in through our nose God's gift to each and every one of us, breathe out through our mouth. We say Hineni, the Hebrew word we hear a few times in Torah, in which God is looking for individuals, Moses, Abraham, and they respond with that word, Hineni, here I am. I'm present. I'm in this moment. I am here. The gift of Shabbat for us is being present in this moment, in the hecticness and concerns of our world. The blessing is in sensing community that surrounds us and realizing none of us are alone. We're connected to one another. And whether it's that our children brought us here as an opportunity for us to relax and for them to have fun, or it's a memory that brought us here, a connection to those we've loved, who we honor, or just to appreciate the blessing of the Sabbath, of this moment. We create peace in the midst of our life by being part of community, by connecting. And in so doing, recognizing, we say, Hineni. Not always with our words, but just in being present and being together. And realizing that although there are times we want to pull and retract and in a sense isolate, that we're called to be together. Just to experience, sometimes to pray, most of all, to be present and to say, Hineni, here I am.
Where you go, I will go. Where you lead, I will follow. Your people will be mine, and your God will be my God. We welcome you with open arms, with joy and hope, with prayer and love. We welcome you with trust and pride, with history, and yes, with family. Hineni, here I am. I come with peace of mind. I know just where I stand. Here I am. Here I am.
We call tonight a CAYA service, which is relaxed, come as you are, meditative. We don't necessarily use the prayer book, but you're always welcome to take it out, to open it up. We sing our prayers, we hum the prayers, we join together. So if you'd like to, as we start with the call to worship the Baruch Hu, if we're able, we rise now as a congregation, and you might find it on page 21, I think.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La la Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
As Rabbi said, it's our meditation Shabbat, and so oftentimes we'll talk about something and have you close your eyes to picture that. But this week's Torah portion is known as Tazria, and if you're not familiar with that one, it's not one that you want to picture when you close your eyes. You can ask more about it during Tish. But I will mention a portion of it that's a little bit more of a stretch as we look at it. The Torah portion does talk about all sorts of skin diseases and boils and pusses and liquids and things like that. That's the nature of it. But at the beginning of it, it actually talks about what one does after giving birth. And there's a tradition of waiting for either 33 or 66 days, but after that, parents would make their way on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, to the temple 2,000 years ago, to make a sacrifice, an offering to God. And so for a moment, that's what I want us to picture. I want you to close your eyes, to focus on your breath again, to breathe in slowly, inhaling through your nose, and to breathe out, exhaling through your mouth. Picture yourself as an ancient Israelite, standing before the temple in Jerusalem, the only temple that existed in the entire world. There inside, you could see smoke rising up to God, because our tradition, the belief was that God found the smell of the meats and the flour that was burning there pleasing. It was our gift to God. Sacrifices that we give in order to say thanks, in order to say sorry, in order to ask for forgiveness. Picture yourself standing outside, maybe by the Western Wall, a wall going straight up, holding the Temple Mount, the sky above you. If you were there, what is it that you would want to say? What would you want to thank God for? What would you want to show your appreciation for? What gift would you bring as an offering? What would be in your hands that you'd want to say, This, God, is for you, for the blessings that are a part of my life. Eventually, with the destruction of the temple, our prayers became the replacement of those sacrifices. Prayers of offerings, of thanksgiving, of asking for forgiveness. The Hashkivenu was a prayer that was a petition, a request from God that when we went to sleep tonight, that God would watch over us and protect us. And a request that when we woke up tomorrow morning, that we would wake up to life renewed, refreshed, ready to use those blessings that we have to fulfill our mission and to have the strength to do it. So we join together in the prayer now of the Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'amitenu shomreinu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'amitenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'amitenu malkeinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'amitenu shomreinu
Next set of prayers, the Amidah, was considered by the rabbis to be the central prayers of our worship. Prayers that gave us an opportunity to butter God up, to ask for things that we wanted, and hopefully at the end to say thank you, whether we receive them or not. The rabbis realized as they put together our liturgy that sometimes there were prayers that weren't part of our fixed liturgy, words that were written that we needed to express and share with God, conversations that we wanted to have on our own. And so they gave us this moment of silent prayer to be able to have our own private conversations. Please rise together as we prepare for the Amidah on page 26 and take a moment for your own private meditations.
The thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind, joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering the song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters the day. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind. There is a song on the wind, and joy in the trees, and joy in Shabbat has arrived. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering the song in the silence of the night, scattering the song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Page 26. Adonai sefatai tiftachu vi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo V'Yahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umkayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umchaye, ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. As we've done since October 7th, 189 days ago, we have a candle kindled for those who can't light a Shabbat candle. And we take a moment in the midst of our prayers to add more prayers to it, to think of those in the state of Israel in the ongoing war and the 133 hostages still being held. We begin with a prayer for the state of Israel. Avinu Shabashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'go Aleinu, Barich et Medinat Yisrael. Rock of Israel and our salvation, bless the state of Israel. Spread over her the shelter of your peace. Send forth your light and truth to those who lead and judge her, that they may walk in the ways of justice, freedom, and integrity. Strengthen the hands of those who guard our holy land, and let them inherit salvation and life. And give peace to the land, and continuous joy to her inhabitants. And soon fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Let them learn no longer the ways of war. And let us say, Amen. And to those prayers we add those for the soldiers of the state of Israel. Mishiberach Avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel, hu yivarech et chayalei tzava hagana liYisrael, ha'omdim al mishmar artzenu b'yabasha, ba'avir, u'vayam. Merciful God, who blessed our ancestors, send your blessings to the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces, who stand guard over our homeland Israel, on land, in the air, and on the sea. May the source of strength preserve and rescue the soldiers from every trouble and distress and from every plague and illness. And may God send blessings and success in their every endeavor. May God bless the soldiers with wisdom, understanding, and insight. May God grant them salvation and crown them with victory. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen.
We add to those prayers those for the individuals still held hostage. As we think of them, we say, Achenu kol beit Yisrael. May God be merciful to our fellow Jews and those who are with them who wander over sea or land, who suffer captivity and persecution and imprisonment. May God soon bring them relief from distress, deliver them from darkness into light, from subjugation to redemption, and let us say, Amen. And we add to these prayers those that link us with our family and friends in need of healing and strength. Prayers of Mishiberach for our own community, for those in need at this time. As we walk around with the Torah after taking it out of the ark, we reach out, we touch it, we mention names out loud of those we're thinking of, and gain strength in knowing that Torah is not just a source of our wisdom and learning, as it's been for our people for thousands of years, but also a source of hope and strength. Please rise. Mishiberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imutenu Srav Kolei Avracho. Hu yivarech et hacholim, merciful God, who's blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Leah, and Rachel. Send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness and anxiety, especially those friends and family we think of at this time. Melissa Ioto and Amy Drysdale Atler, Deborah Bentley, Carol Berg, Michael Brody, Chris Burke, Karen Kasman, Alan Castle, Patty Seresny, Baruch Cohen, Richard Colton, Ann Gotro, Richard Gotro, Paula Glazer, Marty Gold, Batya Bapesha Panina, Ava Haber-Kornholm, Taya Hall, Leon Klein, Scott Klein, Chaya Aviv Bafegla, Karen Coltono, Marta Lazar, Alan Lieberman, Zoe Marcus, Gary Bernard Martin, Len Miji, Gail Mintz, Caleb Ben Ba'ami, Shirley Nagy, Lori Nose and Chuck Louise, Oram, Rezel Batlea Miriam, Carolyn Peterson, Eileen Porcelli, Rachami Beit Chaim Bachava, Marcy Fisher-Reiners, Leslie Riggs, Laura Rosso, the St. Amman family, Stephen Siegel, Michael Schulman, Becky Silk, Erica Singer, Roberta Sanino, Susanna Stern, Len Turman, Karen Thompson, Stuart Thompson, Dot Vernon, Marilyn Webb, as well as we think of the over 6,000 Israeli soldiers physically injured since October 7th, the terrorist attack of Israel, and all those throughout our homeland and throughout the world, emotionally hurting and in need, as well as all those names in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai v'echolim. Bless you, God, to give strength to those in need.
לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשר כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
The mystics teach us that the Kaddish has different meanings every time it is recited. In their minds, it is a prayer that links earth to heaven and bridges the chasm between the living and the dead. The Kaddish is the assurance that the soul's enduring and the human spirit is indestructible. It is a prayer that permits a child to remember a parent and a parent to remember a child. It is an opportunity to bind wounds and bring generation closer to generation. In light and in darkness, it is all of these and more, for it is our people's memory of the best that life has to offer. And so on this Shabbat, we think of those friends and family who have been taken from us in these most recent days. Shiva, Shloshim, and Shana we mark. Stephen Cohen, Martin Myers, Reef Harush, Nicholas Kuzdak, Harold Firestone, Cindy Zaitz, Gertie Ehrlichman, Alan Lippett, Barbara Becker, Paul Contour, Lori Faber, Rabbi Daniel Schwartz, and the 260 IDF soldiers killed defending Israel and working to bring home the Israeli hostages, the 1,200 individuals whose lives were lost in the terrorist attack in Israel on October 7th, and all the innocent lives lost during this ongoing war. And to their memory, we add those whose yahrzeits we mark, those of whose anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate. Morris Abrams, Dorothy Altman, Phyllis Barr, Louis Burchess, Marvin Bloom, Mike Brash, Claire Braunfeld, Harry Brown, Michael Cullen, Stephen Dashinger, Shirley Deutsch, Irvin Diskin, Ethel Droz, Dawn Marie Dukatz, Sarah Eisenberg, Ann Elias, Hillard Felk, Pearl Fisher, Shirley Gamsu, Fred Gayer, Hugh Gedrich, Zoltan Glantz, Rose Gold, Bertram Shalom Gordon, Paula Greenberg, Norman Gusson, Maurice Herskovic, Dora Hockfield, Ruth Shirley Coltoneau, Raymond Kudish, Bertha Berkowitz Levine, Milford Lewis, Morris Lynn, Isidore Markson, Michelle McGilton, Gloria Merkin, Pauline Moses, Deborah Mursky, Edward Nairns, Dr. Benjamin Newman, Daniel Niss, Max Perlman, Agnes Roche, William Rolnick, Andrew Roney, Celia Roth, Samuel Sakwa, Mary Schreier, Yaakov Schwartz, Alan Sherman, Samuel Silverstein, Larry Sklar, Milton Sirach, Anita Sasson, along with all the names in our hearts and those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Do we join together on page 46 of our prayer books to recite the words of the mourner's Kaddish, praising God for the gift of life. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'almad divrach irtei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'vyomachon u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman karev v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran ve'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Vimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Huya say shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Vimru. Amen. The source of peace and peace to all who mourn. Comfort to all the bereaved among us here and everywhere. As together we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Huya say shalom. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru.
Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom,
Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh
shalom, shalom aleinu.
ve'al kol Yisrael.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbos, Rabbi.
Rabbi Daniel went to go play with the kinder, tell a story and share with them. Are you singing with them? Are you going to?
Oh, you want to go up?
They're in the sacred space, the new space.
Sure.
I guess we did last time. I don't know. If you want.
Sure.
Your call. You'll come back at the end. So we got over 5 minutes. Okay, so a few things to share as well. Trivia night's coming back, Gary Schumann, in person, right? April 16th, this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. in person, trivia night. Bring your team. Prizes are awarded for the champions. It should be fun and competitive. Healthy competition. Everyone's a winner at Temple Shir Shalom. Some are losers, but everyone's a winner. Okay. Tea Talk and Torah on Wednesday at 2 p.m. we'll be doing as well as rabbis. Next Shabbat, after services at noon, April 20th, we're getting to tour Gerhard Nodell's art studio. Gerhard Nodell, the beautiful tapestry and window, the artist from Cranbrook who did that for us 29 years ago, has always opened up a studio to us thanks to Marilyn Finkel, and so we'll be seeing his new work that he's doing right now. I can't encourage that enough. And Marilyn's organized a lunch for us right beforehand, so you can look online to get the details of that as well, but don't miss that opportunity. Oh my God, Passover's around the corner. Congregational Seder on Tuesday night of Passover at 6 p.m. Make sure you register by like Wednesday this week, or I can't let you come play. Tacos and Tequila Shabbat is in 3 weeks on May 3rd. I don't know why. These are just random, just excuses to bring us together, right? Because who doesn't like tacos and tequila? Right? I made a joke about Rabbi Mike's magical margaritas, and somehow that landed into the scribe. I didn't intend for that to be printed, but I'm going to make my ghost pepper margarita now for you. Does that sound good? Because Rhonda knows what happens when we have tequila. You can ask her during Oneg. Okay, and 3 trips that are on the horizon. As you know, Rabbi Daniel's doing a Jewish trip of Cincinnati. Some of you are signed up. There's still some space for that. In May 14th through 16th, a midweek trip, 2 nights. That's cool. Thanks to the success of the Solidarity mission that I just took with Gary Schumann and 14 other members of Temple Shir Shalom last week. We got home a week ago. There's been requests for another Solidarity trip. So we're going to do another Solidarity trip in June 16th through 22nd. So ask us if you're interested in that. Rabbi Daniel will be leading that one. And so, okay, you'll want to talk to him later about it. I mean, I'm leading it right now. So anyway. Whoops, didn't know you'd be in front of the row. Okay, so honestly, I'm going to talk about my trip in a moment, and there's still some space on the trip to Italy next fall in October. It's going to be a really beautiful trip, an active trip that we're doing in Italy, Jewish Italy, with my friend Benny and his office there as well. Ooh, I smell Oneg getting going, right? Got to get the kids back first. So questions were asked about my trip, and I just want to share with you a couple of thoughts. And I've written about it in the Scribe that's going to be going out in a week or so. You'll see my cover articles about our time in Israel. We were really lucky because we threw a net out there to see who'd want to go after Rabbi Daniel went in January with a group of rabbis and led a Solidarity trip then. And literally 15 people from Temple came with Gary and me and Allison Parr, our current president, and a number of other members of our community. And I was really lucky. My brother, Rabbi Steve Moskowitz, went too and opened it up to his congregation. And so he had a member of his temple go too, which was just nice for my people to meet Stephen and learn with him and vice versa as well. But it felt good to be in Israel. I've said it was amazing, and it was amazingly difficult. You know, there are moments in every day, every couple hours where, you know, our literally we couldn't talk, and we just were devastated by the things we experienced and saw. But it felt really good to be able to hug our friends and to affirm them. You know, our friends in Israel feel very much alone right now. And I asked one of my friends, should we come? This was back in January we were talking, we were thinking about this. I said, you know, I feel a little voyeuristic going. We went to the site of the Nova Music Festival. We went to the graveyard of these cars, of thousands of cars that are piled up that have just been, you know, riddled with bullets and blown up by, you know, shoulder rockets, just horrible stuff. And he said, please come because we need your love, we need your hugs, and to know that we're not alone. And we also need you to bring back the reality of what you see, what you experience when you're here to the rest of the world that seems to have forgotten that Israel was attacked on October 7th, that there was a ceasefire October 6th. So that reality. But one of the most powerful things that, and things that have given me hope was we sat with the former ambassador to Denmark, who also had worked under Netanyahu in the United States in the 1990s, Baruch Bina. He's like a Kennedy as far as Israel goes. His grandfather was one of the 12 individuals who founded Tel Aviv 120 years ago. That's how far his family's history goes back, but literally like a Kennedy. And so a man of just great intelligence and awareness. And he is no longer in the government. And because the government couldn't get things done immediately and was so, just a mess for many reasons, the people who've been a part of the government, who had all the connections, jumped on board, all these former ambassadors, and they got together, and they're the ones who created the hostage forum. And were calling in all of their contacts and doing what was needed. And so he said, sort of two things that he has found to be true that have proven so important to Israel right now since October 7th. And I would add to it three things. The thing I would add to it is the resiliency of Israelis and the ability to figure things out as this ambassador had done as well. And that's what my son fell in love with too. He was living in Israel at the time, and he saw how Israelis were just helping Israelis. That everyone was going out of their way to do something above and beyond to make sure that people were taken care of and to work together and to really become a community. And no one felt alone in that within Israel and how important that is. Number two, this ambassador said to us, Baruch Bina, the strength of the women soldiers. Women have never fought in combat in Israel. They've always been in the military, but they've not been on the front lines in combat. Women asked to be in combat, and they were allowed to because of the need, and they've been amazing soldiers and have validated themselves in that. And the rest of Israel has said, and most of Israel is secular. Most of Israel is progressive like us. They're not the ultra-Orthodox black hats. So most of Israel is fine with that. Some are just secular, but they're still old sexist men. But the reality of seeing this and how important it is was really powerful in Israel. Third thing, the 2.2 million Israeli Arabs are a part of Israel. We met with an Arab-Israeli journalist who talked about the fact that he's a part of Israel and how this angers him, what's happened. He stands with Israel. His children fight in the army with Israel, and that he is blessed because he can go to University of Israel, and he has health care because of Israel. All the blessings of being an Israeli citizen. That over 2 million Israelis are Arabs. Most of them are Muslim. Some are Christian. Most are Muslim. And they see themselves as Israelis, and the Jewish Israelis also appreciate their support and realize they're part of this country. He said, look, there are problems. There's racism in this country, just like you have in America. There are challenges of disparity in this country. But the reality of realizing in a crisis we're in this together is very important. We met with a 30-year-old woman who is a leader in the Bedouin community. So she's a liberal Bedouin. I don't know if those words go together, but Bedouins are Arab Muslims. The word Bedouin in Arabic comes from the word meaning wanderer or nomad. So Bedouins are loyal, in a sense, to wherever they live, but they don't really worry about what country they live in. They're loyal to the earth, and that's what they connect with. But with modern nation states, they've figured out how to make things work. So there are many Bedouins in Israel, and a lot of them have claimed citizenship. A lot of them, they are soldiers in the military. They are the best trackers in the military. They're very well known for their ability to be trackers and to be aware of the land and what they see there. And this young woman is 30 years old. Her boyfriend is a captain in the Israeli military. She told us remarkable stories how her cousins saved Israelis and non-Israelis who are running from the Nova Music Festival. It's a beautiful story. The short version of it was the fact that this woman, a member of Kibbutz Be'ari, was out bike riding at 6 in the morning, right? Beautiful time, quiet time as the sun's rising. And the sirens are going off, and her husband calls her from within the kibbutz saying, get back, something bad is going on. And she sees the vehicles coming of terrorists. This man's name is Hisham. He was a cook in Kibbutz Be'ari. He's a Bedouin Arab Muslim. He sees her, grabs her, and he pulls her into a ditch on the side of the road as the cars go by. takes her phone, calls his father back in the Bedouin village, which the area is called Raha, and which is within Israel. And the father says, answer the phone when a number comes through that you don't know. And it's his cousins who are now all coming to get him and to get this Jewish woman. They said, we'll be there in 20 minutes. Don't worry, we're coming. And so as they get in their cars to go get the two of them, this Israeli Jewish woman and this Bedouin Israeli Muslim man, what happens? They start seeing people fleeing from the Nova Music Festival. So they're like, well, Bedouins believe that family is above all else. You do anything for family, no matter what. But they see as people who are in dire need. So they pull over and they stuff as many people in their car. They drive back to safety. They make 8 runs. They save over 40 people from the Nova Music Festival. 4 hours later, they finally get to Hisham and this woman, and they get her in the car. They get to the Israeli military. The Israeli military drag them out of the car, start screaming at them. They say to the woman, we know you've been kidnapped. And she's like, no, 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 no. They're screaming, we're Israelis, we're Israelis. They settle everything fine. She's okay. He's okay. It's okay. So then they bring her to a place to get checked out, make sure she's safe, and then put her on a bus to get to Beersheba, which they've made the safe area now for Jews. And she's on this bus, it's packed, and her phone rings, and it's Hisham's cousins again. And they're like, where are you? We need to make sure we're your family now. Because she doesn't know what's going on with her family in Be'eri. And she says, I'm on this bus. She goes, get off the bus. We'll take care of you. She goes, I can't. It's too packed. I can't move. And so that's that. 5 minutes later, as the bus is pulling out, the phone rings again. And they say, look out the window. And there they are, these 4 men in the car. Where they're like, we're following you. We are taking you down to Beersheba. We're driving with this bus. We're your family. We will make sure you're safe. So these were Israeli Muslim Arabs who were taking care of Jews and vice versa. And that's the beauty that we're seeing, and that's one positive thing that we got to witness. Obviously, the devastation that occurred on October 7th is unfathomable and overwhelming, and I still wake up thinking about some of the stories and the things we saw. And also the stories from soldiers that we've heard from and we met with. And but for us, it's talking about it just as the people shared with us. Met with a gentleman from the Nova Music Festival, Noam was his name, who saved a number of people, including himself and his girlfriend, but he can't function right now. He can't work. He can't do anything. He thanked us because he said, telling the story, I think, is my therapy. It's a start, as he sat with us at dinner. But, it was the most difficult story to listen to. But that's what we have to do, right? To hear these and to know what the reality was. So I feel blessed that I was able to do that I could be there representing all of you in a sense. But I can't encourage you enough to do this kind of trip if you have the ability to do it, the time to do it. So, and there's more opportunities on the horizon, and we'll be talking about it more as well. So, just because some of you would ask questions, since I got home from Israel right before last Shabbat, and I have no idea what I did last Shabbat. It was a prayer book Shabbat. I just read the prayers. I didn't say anything. Oh no, I told the story of Baruch. Right, I did do something.
Yes, you did.
Thank you. Moment for your Tish question about anything you're interested in, whether it's about Israel or anything else, and we rabbis will answer before our children come back. Or not. Well, we can't really.
Remember, you don't have to be Jewish to ask a question. You don't have to be a member of Temple to ask a question. Sometimes. Yes, Steve. Excellent. Art asked, for those that are online or couldn't hear, there's a lot of commotion about the Prime Minister, about Benjamin Netanyahu and what's going to happen to him. Are they going to replace him? What are they going to do? I don't know when, but yes, they're eventually going to replace him. His approval rating right now is, I think, less than 30% for sure.
72% said they don't want him as Prime Minister right now.
Yeah.
They would vote him out.
So it's about 28% of people that still support him as a Prime Minister. Israel has elections every 4 years, and whether they wait that long or until the war ends, and then they break up the temporary government that they've put in place. Israel works on a parliament system, so he needs to have a majority that still support him in the Knesset. Right now he does, but eventually that might change before the 4 years. which happened a number of times, and it's rare that they actually make it to 4 years. So he won't make it 4 years either.
He can't be replaced until the government he's in falls. And so then there has to be a majority party or a coalition that does. So it's, yeah. Steve? How do you determine which Torah we are going to use for Mishaberach or use when we read on Shabbat morning? Our mood. So
depends. So tonight, like last week, as we were doing different things, I thought it was nice. Rabbi just returned from Israel. We were remembering Rabbi Schwartz. I took out the Schwartz Jerusalem Torah as a nice way. Tonight, thinking of those in Ukraine as well, I took out the Ukrainian Torah. So sometimes we'll switch it up just because, as Rabbi said, depends on what's on our mood or what we're thinking of as we walk up there. Try and take different things. If I see somebody that I know is connected or has used that Torah in the past for their bar bat mitzvah or a simcha or something, I might take that Torah out knowing who's here in the congregation as well.
So Cantor has a treat for us if we turn to page 48 in honor of our special oneg.
If you do have questions, we're happy to stick around afterwards.
Yeah, during Tish we can answer more questions. We'll sing with Cantor first, and then our closing prayer and
Yep.
our blessing.
Page 48, only have the first word is O before the Hebrew. You ready? O Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem kol yitzir nivra Ve'et nasa b'chefzo kol azay Melech shemo nikra Adon Olam. Fitting way to go to our oneg.
And now, if our children join with their moms or dads or grandmas and grandpas, Ruth Ann, you can bless your children now with these traditional words that we share together. May God bless you.
May God bless you.
May God protect you.
May God protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May God shine upon you.
May God shine upon you.
May God shine through you.
May God shine through you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God always be a part of who you are,
May God always be a part of who you are,
blessing you with shalom,
blessing you with shalom,
with peace.
with peace.
Vayasem lecha shalom. Shabbat shalom.
We have a challah to join to begin our oneg with, so we join with Cantor and
Let's invite up all of our children that were at Shabbat camp. You can bring your counselors with you. When you bring Charlotte and Naomi and Mara and Katie, we can thank them for helping us out too. But you guys can come up, all of our friends.
Come on.
It is gluten,
You ready?
or you can hang out with us.
Come on, Avi. Come on.
Come on this side, Micah.
Micah, come, turn around. People can see you.
Who wants to hold?
Here we go.
Elia, we hold.
Motzi lechem
Min
Haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices
rise in song together
as our joyful prayer is said.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem
Min haaretz.
Amen. B'tevon.
B'tei avon to everyone. And join us for a nosh, a drink, some time together on our oneg. Please join us in the lobby. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Love you.